Hello, my name's Andy and welcome to the garage. Well, here we are with another restoration, and this is a Dinky Toys number 236 Connaught Racer. Lost the driver, a lot of paint got chipped away on the side. It's just play one, but it could do with a refresh, and it's got a turning steering wheel as well. Tyres might be okay, it's hard to tell at the moment, but let's take a closer look at it on the bench, shall we? Well, we're back with our Dinky Toys Connaught 236, made in England by Meccano. Two rivets which are already got holes in them, so no problems there. We've only got 3 tyres. There's nothing much to it, so let's get a drill, shall we, on these rivets. Actually, might just be able to take the edges of those off with a grinding wheel. Right, let's just see if we've been successful there. Don't be too forceful. Can always bend the base back though. This first one out. Access is your big problem here. Don't know if we can get the tyres off. Can't get the tyre off. We've got it loosened. And she's off. So they're pinned on to the base, those wheels. Tyres aren't too bad. Just restricted there. That's all one piece. There is a steering wheel that's held on, and we just need to get a small pair of pliers. Out now, I think so. Pushed it straight there with the pliers. Don't know if you can see that, it's just there. Might be able to get it from this side now. There we go. Get a parts box and put that in. Put it in there to stop it rolling. So we've just got to take these off, but that's a chunky piece of metal there. 2 posts in green. They need flattening off with the grinding wheel. Right, so they are flattened off. Just have a quick check how we're looking. They're quite chunky posts actually, they have to be quite nice. Not sure if I'm drilling or riveting this yet, but next up is these little pinned over wheels, and just looking there to see which is the best end to take off. I think it's definitely this end on this one, so we'll keep the same wheel on, no need to change. Right, just got a flat file out with the smooth end up against the wheel. And there we go at last. Quite a tough little axle there. Put those in there. So all this can go into the caustic soda. Now, think I'll take that one off by hand. And these are pinned on really, really well. So I'll carry on off camera. Well, here we are with our Connaught racer, out the caustic soda, bit of paint left, not a lot, really nice casting, quite chunky, not sure about casting lines at the moment, I've got to look at some pictures of these, I've started my research, bit of pitting there on that top of that wing. I've already given the base a polish and it's got a dint in it, so I'll have to hammer that out before getting it into primer. And the wheels and tyres there you can see. So what I'll do with the tyres, I've already got some in here. This is just a bit of silicone lubricant sprayed in, so I'm going to pop those in there with those other tyres that are in there and give them a shake, get them coated. They can stay in there for quite a few days. Now I didn't touch steering wheel. Just going to paint that. It's too delicate, I thought, to do. And that should be the right way up when it's on the car. So that's the steering wheel, and obviously the wheels and axles need polishing. So what we can do is just give this first going over with this little brush. Well, that's first polish over. It's a few quite pitted. I don't know if you can see that there. There's a bit of pitting there. It's pitted all around here. There's a circle for the race number. Bit of pitting there. Now, it'd be hard to fill those bits in and sand them off without taking this detail out. So hopefully the primer will fill those little pits. Bit on the back wing there. Can fill that. Got a petrol cap there, bit of pitting there, not on that side, but let's get a wheel on it, shall we? One of those abrasive wheels, and I think we'll go with this one to begin with. Right, just gone over it with this brush, just take out minor blemishes. Just going to get one of those pointy wheels on it now. Right, so let's take a look at that. What I noticed doing that is there appears to be a hole there. Now you can just see it there. Not sure whether that's meant to be there or not. I'll have to look that up. It's quite a bit of work to do on this simple casting. If you want a good paint job, there's pits, etc. all over. So bit of work cut out. Seat looks nice. Now I think that's supposed to be red inside. Not sure if I'm sticking to the original colour yet. I think the next thing is I'll just knock out this dimple. Right, so we're just going to knock out that dimple. Pretty sure it shouldn't be there. So just a little piece of dowel. And it's nearly gone. It's nearly gone. You can still see it, unfortunately. Might need a wee bit of filler on that. That's done. So we're progressing nicely. Well, we're out of polishing with our little Connaught, and I don't know if you can see, but it's badly pitted. Over the rear here, round here and across there. Front wings, both sides, and down here. So we're off to have to get some filler on that. I think they're at the sort of back fin. Got some grooves on it there. Underneath, there and there, look, so quite a bit of filler required and a bit in that dent as well. So that's the next job to get on with. Well, there is our base plate done and our Connaught done all over, heavily pitted. Just didn't get any on these proper model lines. That'd be difficult to sand down, but that's a good start to the job. Right, I've moved through all the various grades, just using these for the higher bits where I've got it a bit thick, and then moving on to these and finally finishing with some 600 wet and dry. And you shouldn't see much filler about. You can see where that line was. That's a bit of filler in there, and that's all we're looking for there. Really there, look, a bit round there. So what you got to be careful. Look, there's a petrol tank. You don't want to take that. There's another fuel filler cap of some sorts. Of course, you've got this detail here. You've got the number circle. You've got the door. You don't want to take those out. Here, I can see some filler there. So that's been quite good. Next job is to drill these holes out. We're ready to put the holes in the posts. Now I think 2mm tap is going to be fine. I thought these were 2mm, but they're 3mm screws with a small head. So I've drilled this out. Just got to tap it now for a 3mm screw. A bit of petroleum jelly on there, a bit of Vaseline. And the other side. Right, we'll just check if all is good there now. There we are, our base is on. Just a bit of hassle finding two similar screws there. That box, unlike this one, didn't have all the markings on and they've got a bit mixed up. So that took a bit of time. Anyway, we're good to go. Good to give this a final clean, ready for primer. Well, we're back with our Connaught, and as you can see, we're near the end. What I've just been doing a few seconds ago was just cleaning the axles. Just put them in a drill. I'm sure you've seen plenty of people do that. Now, steering wheel needs a bit of touch up, a bit of black. The rest of it's looking okay. I don't want to touch it. It's really just hardening off the paint. There's a bit of detailing to do on the inside of the seat, and there's this steering wheel, but we're looking quite good at the moment. So let's take a look at the detailing, shall we? Okay, I've got my favourite Sharpie marker pen, and this is going to be far and away the quickest way doing this steering wheel. Doing it with the pen means I can get on a lot quicker, get another model finished. I mean, this hobby is a game of patience, really. So when you get an opportunity to speed up, tend to take it. There's a steering wheel. Now, what I think I'll do is the dashboard the same. Steering wheel is going to take up most of the dashboard, so let's just get that into view for you. Oh yeah, you can see that. That's come out nicely. Now I've got to check if there was a headrest of any sort at the back there behind the driver's head. As you can see, getting ready for peening the axles on. Now the two axles, there is a minor difference in length, maybe 2mm difference in length. Now I've had a test fit, and if you look at the body of the car, it goes wider at the front. It's tapered to the back. So I don't think it makes much difference, but I am putting the wider axle on the front of our vehicle. So quite a lot to peen really, so that's good. Now you've seen me do that loads of times, so I won't film any more of that, because I only speed it up anyway, and we'll get back to you when it's done. Okay, so time to get the tyres on our Connaught. Got another one somewhere. Got the right tread pattern, looks like it. Might just have to spruce this one up, I think. Just check it's the right one first. Yep, they look okay. That one has got a slight crack in it. Never mind. There's our steering wheel. It's next to go in. So that just needs, there's a hole just there. Push that through. Okay, I've been trying to fit the steering wheel. I don't know if I've shown you that so far. What I've got is just I measured that. It's 1mm in a pair of cut, and I've just got a drill, and I'm just worked it through, and hopefully now I can push that steering wheel in. Can't see what you're doing really. Yeah, push the pin out now. Start again. Right, it's in. It's just a matter of getting a pair of pliers and just twisting it so it doesn't come out. Tell you that won't be coming out. So our steering wheel is in. Take that protective paint tape off. Right, just leaves a bit of detailing to do on the seat now, and I think that was red. So we'll do that next. Okay, here we go with the detailing on our seat. Just check you're in view there. Just got the bottom of the seat to do. I don't know how much of this you're actually seeing. Because it's all outside anyway. Right, that's the detailing on our seat done. We're at assembly, and to be honest, there's not much of it. That red paint in the cabin might still be wet. As you can see, I did do the sides from pictures I'd seen. So let's just get it on, shall we? Oh, where that came from. There is our Dinky Toys Connaught. Now I have done some decals, so we need to get those on next. Well, here we are at the final stages of assembly now. We've got some decals, double what we need, so we should be okay. Our Connaught's looking really nice. We've got a driver, Sterling. Now you've seen Sterling before. I think his last appearance was in the TR2, and we've already got a box made. Now the colours we used were Colour Forest Green, Car Pride on the wheels, silver gloss, and both had a white PMA primer and just standard Auto Extreme clear lacquer. So what we're going to do with the decals, you can see we've got my cheat sheet here for the torque at the end and the decals down there. Now the Dinky toy did have a position there for one, but all the pictures of the cars have them there, sort of just coming off that front wing like that. So that's where we're going to be, and two at the tail fin. So I'll get one of these into water and we'll get it on. Here we go with our first one. Now, I've got a picture next to me to try and see how it's supposed to look. I think that's going to be about right. Actually, some of them, I suppose it was personal preference. Some of these cars were privateered. Right, just got a bit of micro salt because that is actually on the curve at the front there. Should do that nicely. Here we go with the rear one. Now you can have this right at the back, you can have it at the front. It was in several places in the pictures I've seen. Just trying to get that directly in my line of sight there. Now, I think that looks okay to me. It's gone on well. Get the final one in. Now, while we're waiting a couple of minutes, a few seconds, this car was actually designed in 1953 in Connaught's own wind tunnel, and they were the first F1 team to have their own wind tunnel. Indeed, budgets were so tight in Connaught that they really specialised in using other people's parts, disc brakes, etc. And this car had an Alta engine, which was the same engine that powered, for instance, the WHM and the Coopers of the era. So really quite an innovative and progressive team, even though it did only survive 7 years. Right, I think the other one's ready now. Right, and I can see the other one on the other side just. It's not the best view for you, but it is the best view for me. Just need to double check. So I'm looking straight vertically down on it. I can see that that line is in line with that line and that one with that one. Both decals are the same size, so that should be good enough. So there we are. Now, stuck to number 32, which was on the model, but I think cars of the area, a lot of them were privateered or different race numbers, but the one I think this model was based on was probably number 38. And I think there must have been some sort of copyright issues, perhaps, I don't know. Anyway, let's pop our driver in, Sterling. He can get in there. And I've called him Sterling because he's obviously named after Sir Stirling Moss. And he drove the cars of this era. So if it had been later, I might have called him Graham or Nigel or Damon or Jackie or even Lewis, if you're getting closer to current times. Now, there's a few things missing on the model. There were rear view mirrors either side of here. There was a small glass screen, as you've probably seen on a lot of the early races that curved round. This wheel's far too big for the model, and there was an exhaust going down that side. Also, the B3 Streamliner, which is what this is, had a normal body, and by normal body I mean classic 1950s racer, open wheels, etc. So that's that one. Next time I see it, it will be on the turntable, and to be honest, I think she's a beauty. I really like her. The paint's great. I did mask off so I could do the bottom stripe there, the silver. The body's in two parts. This lifts off. It takes a lot longer to debody it than the regular racer of the time. And this wasn't that successful, but we'll come on to that in a few minutes at the end of the video. Well, this is what we started with. Play one, Connaught Racer, great looking car, quite play worn really, lot of paint gone, decal gone. So let's see how we got on with it, shall we? Because here it is now. Here is our completed car, the Connaught B3 Streamliner of 1955. Now it got the nickname of the toothpaste car. From what I can tell, only two were made with this body style. Some said it looked like a misshapen D-type Jaguar, but the Jaguar came a lot after this, so this was a precursor to that shape maybe. It started racing in 1955, and some of these B3s were also standard bodies, so they weren't all this shape, only the two of them. It started life with a Coventry Climax engine, but soon turned to the Alta L4 2470cc straight 4 with twin Webers and disc brakes, 4-speed pre-selector manual gearbox, and that engine also powered other cars of the era, the HWM and the Cooper, and it was a lot more reliable with the Weber carburetors. Now this car, like the Mercedes Streamliner, had some handling difficulties, making it difficult to place in the apex of bends, and that was this car's demise really. I think the racers of the time really liked racing this setup of engine, gearbox, chassis with a conventional body on it. It came fourth in the 1957 Monte Carlo GP, and I seem to remember it came fourth because there was a bit of a pile-up, or cars dropped out, did not finish, etc. Now Connaught pulled out of GPs in 1959 due to shortage of funds. At least one of these cars in this body shape went to New Zealand and was fitted with a 3.4 litre XK engine from Jaguar. Another claim to fame is that a young Bernie Eccleston bought two of them, and he was the person that took them to New Zealand and raced them. Now, I don't know if you all saw in the news recently, the Eccleston collection of cars is up for sale, and one of these cars is in that collection, I believe. Personally, I think it looks an awesome car. The model isn't quite accurate, as I said, but nonetheless, I think it looks great, and I hope you do too. If you've enjoyed this video and want to see some more, please like and subscribe and press the notification button, the bell on YouTube, and you'll get to know when all my videos come out. Now at this moment, I think I'm 25 away from 1,000 subscribers, which is a key landmark in YouTube. So if you're thinking about it, can you press that button and get me to those 1,000 subscribers if I'm not already there? I leave you with the Connaught B3 Streamliner of 1955, the toothpaste car.